Hello, everybody. Good morning. I hope you're all off to a lovely day today, enjoying your day, doing something new and exciting with your day. Something that I did today was pack because I'm going to be getting on an airplane on Saturday to celebrate the 4th of July with some of my family. So I hope you guys all are super excited and stay safe out there while you're celebrating the 4th of July. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right on started with our lesson here. So if you've been tuning into my lessons lately, we've been talking all about measurement. And so for this given lesson today, you're going to become pros with learning how to measure the length of an object with a standard unit of measurement to understand how and why we measure the length. So right now, I would like for you guys to go ahead and gather your materials now. I would like for you to gather one piece of paper, a pencil or a pen, one standard measuring tool. So a standard measuring tool is going to be something like a ruler. So I'm going to be using a ruler. If you have plastic tape measure, if you have a metal tape measure, anything that has inches or some sort of measurement on it. So we learned all about this a couple days ago. So go ahead and grab those rulers. Go ahead and pause this video. One more thing, one object to measure with your measuring tool. Okay, so I would like for you, once again, pause this video right now, grab one piece of paper, grab your measuring tool, something like a ruler, a pen or a pencil, and then grab an object that you're going to measure. So I'm going to be measuring a picture frame. Once you have all of those things, put them aside, play this video again, and we will see you shortly. All right, so friends, you should have all of your items with you now. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you again. Right now, go ahead and put all of those materials off to the side. Don't touch them. You're not gonna be doing anything with them besides your pencil and your piece of paper. But your measuring tool and your measuring object, go ahead and put those items aside. And let's get started. So first, let's go ahead and practice. So right here, we have an image of a pencil, okay? And we are going to measure our pencil with a ruler, just like the image that you see here below, okay? It has 1 inch, 2 inches, 3, 4 inches, 5 inches, and 6 inches, okay? So the first thing we're gonna identify is our object. So our object that we're measuring here is going to be a pencil. The measuring tool that we're using is going to be a ruler, okay? The unit of measurement is going to be in inches, okay? So our ruler, something kind of cool that I will show you very quickly. I know my ruler is clear, so it's not the best to show or the easiest to see, but this is all I have at home. So on one side of the ruler, you have where you start. You always start with 0, and then it always ends at the number 12. So this side is going to be in inches, okay? So when we measure something, we always start at the 0, and then it always, whatever you're measuring may end up at 3 inches long, and you have these tick marks, right? So 1, if your object is only this long, it is only 1 inch long, okay? But if your object goes from 0 to here to a 3, that means it is 3 inches long, okay? Your other side, we're not going to use the side that has, there's a lot more numbers. It goes up to 30. That is going to be your centimeter side. For this given lesson, we're only going to focus on inches, so stay tuned on how to better understand inches. Let's go ahead and share my screen again. So now that we know where we start on a ruler, where we end, and we know that the inches are going to be these numbers, right? These tick marks on the ruler, let's get started on measuring our pencil. So our pencil photo here, how many inches long? Let's go ahead and start at the number or at the eraser, right? Because we always want to start at the very beginning of a ruler. So we have 1 inches long. Okay, my pencil is still going on to 3, still going on to 4, 5. Oh, my pencil stopped right at 6. So what we can do is say right here how we have right here, let's go ahead and share that one more time. How it says the pencil is blank inches long. Go ahead and on your paper, take your pen or pencil, write the number 1 just like this in the corner, and we're going to write the pencil is 6 inches long, okay? Let's go ahead and copy what I have right here on the screen. So I will bold what you have to write on your paper, okay? The pencil is 4 inches long, okay? Go ahead and write that on your paper. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's 6 inches long. Brain fart. The pencil is 6 inches long, okay? So let's go ahead and review. Our object that we are measuring is the pencil, and the unit of measurement is in inches, and we are measuring that with a ruler, okay? Let's try another one. So now, how many inches long is this pencil? Let's go ahead and write number 2 on our paper, just like this, right below number 1. We can go ahead and say the pencil is, we're gonna stop there and we're gonna measure our pencil, okay? So here we have, the pencil is, let's see, we're gonna start at number 1. We see our pencil goes on to number 2, and it also goes on to number 3, and it stops, right? Our pencil is not going on the ruler, right? So this must mean our pencil is 3 inches long, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and bold that again for you so you can see our pencil, the pencil measurement, 3 inches long. Go ahead and write what is in yellow, write that on your paper. This is good practice for you guys to practice your writing skills and comprehension math skills, okay? So your paper should look like this. The pencil is 3 inches long. We know that to be true because we see our image here. We see that the object is a pencil, and we see that we are measuring it with a ruler here, and we see that it stops at the number 3. So now we're gonna do number 3. Same thing, go ahead and get your sentence started and write the pencil is, just like this, the pencil is, and then we'll finish it off after we measure our pencil. So here we have a pencil again. It looks like it is a little bit larger, right? We can compare the two. This one was 3 inches long. We can see that it's a little bit smaller. We already can see that this one that we're measuring now is going to be a little bit bigger. So the object that we're measuring is a pencil. Our measuring tool that we are using is a ruler, and our unit of measurement is going to be in inches, okay? So we're gonna start at the very left side, right where the eraser is. We always start at the number 0 or 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and my pencil stopped at the number 5. So go ahead and finish that sentence and write the pencil is 5 inches long. Go ahead and bold that for you again. Highlight so we can better see this. The pencil is 5 inches long. A good thing to note here is that we are measuring the length of all of our objects. When we measure, there are two forms of, there are two units to measure. There's the length and there is the width. Okay, your length is going to be your long side, and the width is going to be how wide something is. Length could be any direction. It doesn't have to just be this way or this way, but your length is going to be the longest side of whatever you're measuring, okay? How long is it? How long is your door? How long is your pencil, right? So now we're gonna do this together. So now we have here, it says, how many inches long is this ice cream cone? So our object of measurement now is going to be an ice cream cone. We are no longer measuring a pencil. So we can go ahead and write number 4 below number 3 and say the ice cream cone is, so the ice cream cone is, and let's find out how many inches long our ice cream cone is. So we have a ruler, right? That is our measuring tool. So we are gonna measure 1 and, oh, it stopped right here at the number 2. So the ice cream cone is 2 inches long. I will write that here for you. So we can go ahead and copy this on your guys' paper. The ice cream cone is only 2 inches long. Go ahead and bold that for you so you can better see what you're writing here again. The ice cream cone is 2 inches long. Just like I have on my paper here, you are writing exactly what you see here in the bolded yellow. You're writing that on your paper. All right, we are gonna do another one together. So now how many inches long is this ice cream cone? Go ahead and write a number 5 under your number 4. And go ahead and say, the ice cream cone is, just like how I have written here. Let's figure out now how many inches long our ice cream cone is. So now let's count. Where do we start, friends? At the very bottom here where it says a number 1. So we're going to align our ruler and we're going to count how tall our ice cream cone goes. So we have 1, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, and 6 inches long. So our ice cream cone is 6 inches long. Go ahead and write that on your paper and I will fill this in for us so you can better write. You can see better what you are supposed to be writing. All right, so the ice cream cone is 6 inches long. Give you just another minute to do that. Another fun fact you can see here is our cone. We have our cone here and then we count how many ice creams, scoops of ice cream are stacked on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with a cherry on top. Let's go ahead and do another one together. So I want for you guys to ask yourselves, how many inches long is this ice cream cone? We're going to write the number 6 under our number 5, just like so. We're going to state, what is the object that we are measuring? The ice cream cone. You have that correct. So we are going to say the ice cream cone is, we are getting our sentence starter ready for us. Now let's start. So our measuring tool for this one, what is it called again? It is this item or this object right here. It's called a ruler, and we are going to start at the very bottom here. So we have 1, 2, 3, and about 4 inches long. So we can say here, the ice cream cone is 4 inches long, right? 4 inches long. We are not measuring how wide it is. We are just measuring how long our ice cream cone is. 4 inches long. Go ahead and write the number 7 below your number 6 after you finish writing this sentence down. And we're going to move on to another one. Oh, I thought I had one more. I totally forgot. So for this one, actually, I want you to now pause this video after my directions. So you're going to gather your materials from earlier. So let's go ahead, put our paper aside and your pencil aside. We're going to use that again later. Go ahead and grab your measuring tool that you grabbed. So I got a ruler. And go ahead and grab your measuring object, something that you're going to be measuring. So for me, I'm going to be measuring this little picture frame. And we're going to get started on measuring that. So go ahead, pause this video if you need to go gather those materials. And join us back to measure. All right. All right, so I hope you have all those items. I am going to put my paper aside and let's get started on measuring our object. So I'm going to put my screen facing this way so you can see. So here's my object. We talked a little bit of length and width, but as you can see here, this is going to be your length, okay? It is vertical here, goes up and down. So here's our length, here's our width. Now, you're going to start your ruler on our inches side, okay? If you remember correctly, our inches start at 0 and end at 12. The centimeters are on the bottom. We're not going to use that. So start with your 0. I want to figure out how long is my picture frame. Start here, align that with 0. And my picture frame stops exactly right here at the number 4. So my picture frame is 4 inches long. Let's see if I can hold this so you guys can see. My picture frame here, we started at 0 and it is 4 inches long. Let's measure the other side just to make sure it's the same length. Okay, so I have my other side. I'm going to put my ruler down, starting at 0. And I can see here, it is 4 inches long, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. For the fun of it, let's go ahead and measure the width. So the width, we are going to be going this direction, right? Horizontally. Vertically is up and down, horizontally is the other way. So now I'm going to place my ruler right here at the 0. I'm going to align this here. Oh, so this tells me we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you can see, this is super interesting. It does not evenly stop at a whole number, right? It actually stops right in the middle. So what you're going to do here is these little tick marks all represent little numbers. So we have 4 and a half, right? This big tick mark is going to be a half. So whatever number you stopped at right before that, and you're almost to the 5, but you're not quite there, you're at 4.5. So I can say, and you can try doing this at home, I can say my picture frame is 4 inches long and 4.5 inches wide. Good job, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. It was so fun to teach you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you again. So as we're wrapping up, our objective was to better understand the use of standard measuring tools. This is called a ruler. This is an example of a standard measuring tool. So I hope by our activity today, you were able to better understand how to measure with a standard measuring tool. We measured ice cream today. I measured a picture frame with you. You measured something else. We measured pencils together. So quickly before I let you go, I want you to think to yourself, did we measure the length today? And if we did, what did we measure the length with today? What was our standard unit? We did measure the length today, and if you were up for the challenge, you measured the width as well. And our unit of measure that we measured with was in inches for all of our objects, right? Our unit that we measured with was inches. So now I challenge you to measure something at home with your standard unit of measurement, your tool, and tell a family member how long your object was. Don't forget to mention how long it was and what you're measuring with and what your unit of measurement is, okay? So just a little refresher for me, I measured my picture frame, that is my object, with a ruler, that is my tool, and we measured it in inches, right? Each of these little tick marks are inches, okay? And it was 4 inches long, and it was 4.5 inches wide. So I hope you guys do the challenge. Tell a family member. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you next time.